Good morning, football fans. Good morning, XFL fans. Welcome back to the XFL Fan Zone. And we had pretty much two good games yesterday on the Sunday games. We had a defensive battle and we had an offensive wild shootout. We'll start with the defensive battle, the first game of the day. St. Louis and DC playing for first place. DC wins this one 15-6. We have a three-way tie now for first place between DC, St. Louis, and New York. DC has the tiebreaker because they've beaten both New York and St. Louis, and St. Louis has the tiebreaker over New York for second place because they've beaten them head-to-head as well. Now, the good thing about the XFL schedule, weeks 8, 9, and 10 are all going to be all division games for the West East Conference. Good job on the schedule makers for doing that. In the meantime, in the next few weeks, we'll be getting East versus West matchups until then. Now, you could say that Jordan Ta'amu looked human yesterday. 15 of 25, 174 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Didn't have a bad game, but you could tell his running game was lacking yesterday. I mean, well, I shouldn't say lacking. They did have 100, almost 200 yards rushing. It was 174 yards. Not bad, but they could never get anything going. Penalties and failed third down conversions did them in. As far as Cordell Jones, 0 for 2, 1 interception. He was taking that for Tyree Jackson. 9 for 14, 39 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Tyree Jackson didn't exactly look great either yesterday. The key yesterday was the DC defenders got their running game back in gear. They had over 200 yards rushing. Jarrell Presley had 107 yards. He was the high man. Donnell Pumphrey had 37 yards altogether. Let's see, we have 137, 144, 24, yeah, about 220 yards on offense. Well, this is a defensive battle all the way. The DC defenders' defense finally showed up yesterday. They've been pretty much MIA the last few weeks. They did get Jordan Ta'amu only, though, for, let's see, they got him for 4 sacks. They hit him several times. He was pressured all day. But again, DC caused a lot of St. Louis penalties, forced them to a lot of third and longs, a high snap, and a missed field goal by St. Louis. And the Battlehawks are now 3-2. The defenders are now 3-2, back in first place. And all of a sudden, things are okay now in Defenderland. They are a much different team at Audi Field at home. Next week, let's see, who do they have next week? DC will be at home against Dallas, so we have the Dallas-Washington rivalry there. And St. Louis will be going to Tampa Bay. Oh, that'll be fun. The St. Louis fans have been talking trash about the Vipers fans and the teams since these teams were officially named months ago. So that ought to be fun. These two teams will be playing each other twice in 4 weeks, so that should definitely be fun. Now the other game. What a game this was. Oh my. Dallas wins a wild one, 41-34. This sets the record for the most points, I think, in an XFL game. 75. I think between the two teams alone, they had about almost 750 yards on offense. And we also witnessed the greatest comeback of the year last night. LA was down, it was about 17-0 to this team. And the story was turnovers for both teams. LA turned the ball over 3 times in the first half, and it killed them. And in the second half, Tampa Bay turned the ball over 3 times, including on the final drive, the interception in the end zone. And each team had 3 turnovers. Unfortunately for Tampa Bay, they made the last turnover in the end zone. And that's that Jack Tocco caught in the end zone. Looked like another misread by the by the Vipers receivers. 2 of those interceptions looked like the quarterbacks and receivers were not on the same page. It was a shame because seems like Taylor Cornelius is doing a good job handling this offense. He was 22 of 34, 300 yards exactly, 2 touchdowns, and 2 killer interceptions. Both, one word which was really wasn't his fault, his receiver didn't turn around, and the other one, well, good question, right in the end, hands of Jack Tolko in the end zone. That is the game. Josh Johnson continues to be one of the great quarterbacks in this league. I would say he's the second best one right now behind PJ Walker, 20 of 36, 288 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, 107.2 quarterback rating. The Wildcat Russian attack is still not there. They won this game despite them having, I don't think they even had 60 yards on offense. Let's see, 20, 34, 44, 49, 56 yards. 56 yards rushing in this league is not going to cut it. I mean, they are in our attack offense. Trey McBride and Barnes each had a touchdown reception. They're still missing. Trey McBride did come back, but they're still missing Nelson Spruce. Martez Carter did come back. Not much of a game there, only 16 yards altogether. Jalen Tolliver, the big leader of receptions, 95 yards in receiving, one nice touchdown in the first half. Reese Horn also a touchdown pass, 90 yards. But the story of this game was the comeback by the Wildcats, and it was a tale of two halves. LA turned the ball over the first half, and Tampa Bay turned the ball over in the second half. This is a battle between 2-1-3 teams. LA's now 2-3. They're down a tie for second place with the Dallas Renegades. The Vipers now 1-4, and things are getting dark in Tampa Bay. You got three teams in front of you that are 3-2. You're 1-4. You are 2 games behind, and you better win this Saturday against your division rival there. Are they playing a division rival? Yes, against their division rival, the Battlehawks. So that is it for your Sunday recap. I hope you fans enjoyed the football game. I enjoyed the game yesterday. We had three of the 4 games this week. 3.5 really. The 4 games were good. Only the New York Dallas game got out of hand in the second half. Other than that, you could say this is probably the best weekend of the XFL right now as far as competitive games goes. Anyway, fans, we'll talk to you later. Enjoy the rest of the week.